Good evening and welcome to We the People. It's open war between the states of Karnataka and Maharashtra over the Marathi-speaking area of Belgaum, which falls within Karnataka, but Maharashtra believes that the area should either be declared a union territory pending the Supreme Court decision on it or be merged with Maharashtra in the long run. But the controversy has only brought back into focus something that continues to dominate debate and emotion in India. Should language still be such a flashpoint in modern India? Does a country of 1 billion people that doesn't seem to be united by anything other that is empirical and easily defined need a link language? On the one hand, Indians have begun to boast of how the vast numbers of English-speaking Indians have provided an advantage to India on the global stage. On the other hand, is an entire new generation of Indians in danger of losing touch with their mother tongues, whatever they may be. Controversially, Kapil Sibal had earlier proposed a 3-language formula for schools across India, namely Hindi, English, and somebody's respective mother tongue. Is that the best way forward? And more to the point, should language define the modern Indian identity in such a primal way as it continues to? I want to start with Mark Tully, who has spent so many years and decades now in India and probably speaks better Hindi than most people I know.
Oh, no, I wish I did. I wouldn't claim that at all.
But
I don't speak better English than most people in India do.
And that is the paradox of India, that, you know, the classic questions that many Indians traveling abroad would be asked at one point. How did you get to speak such good English? And Indians of a certain class would always find the question extraordinary. But you have often lamented in your writings, in your comments, the fact that so many Indians seem to embrace English as their language, not just of mobility, but as I like to say, the language they dream in.
Well, I do think it's a pity. I think that English, has been called by someone a killer language. And it is a language which does, when it takes over, it does have a very adverse effect on other languages. I also think, particularly with Hindi, funnily enough, that there are far too many Indians who don't really respect Hindi. It's an extraordinary thing, but I really...
Why? We love our Hindi cinema. We have our own modern variation of Hindi. We may not speak it in the chaste style of
the extraordinary thing is, you take my example, I will speak to someone in Hindi, and they will automatically reply to me in English. And then I will explain to them, I'm trying to learn Hindi. How the hell can I learn it if you don't speak
if you keep talking to me in English?
You speak on like this. So I think there is a lack of respect for Hindi particularly. I think another thing which is very important to remember in this country is you need a linked language, but don't forget how the position of Hindi has improved enormously ever since you stopped trying to force it down people's throats. And I would still say that Hindi is a far, far larger linked language in this country than English is.
So you believe Hindi can indeed be that link language?
Well, I think it can do myself. I know I'll get shot by a lot of people for saying this, but I sincerely believe that it can do. And I believe that...
And they'll have a few cuss words to say to you in a language of their choice. But... no.